Hi everyone, so I am just sitting around, well not sitting around, I am busy working, making some Hostess packets today, and I wanted to show you guys what I include in my Hostess packets. So remember, you can change this to suit whatever it is that you're trying to achieve and do in your business, and there's not one right way of doing this, but I've seen this work for me and I love it. So any of the files or documents that I'm showing you today are all on our team page. If you're not a part of our team, just send me a quick email and I'm happy to forward the documents onto you, and you're welcome to make changes to them or use them yourself. So the first thing is I need an envelope to hold everything together. So I've got an envelope, and then the first thing that goes in there is a letter. So in this letter, it talks about why I love what I do. It explains the tic-tac-toe game that I've got included in the Hostess packet, and it also confirms the time, the date, and the place of the party. So that goes in my Hostess packet, along with this other A4 piece of paper that explains who they can invite to their parties. So there's Frank, so friends, relatives, acquaintances, neighbours, and kid connections. It also gives them the different types of Hostess bases and some ideas of what they can get as freebies with their Hostess rewards, which is why we all book a party. We want freebies, right? So that's what that's there for, to help them, motivate them, and get them excited. Now I also include a little tic-tac-toe game. You can also put a little magnet at the back, and so that can go straight onto the hostess's fridge to remind them leading up to their party some things that they can do to maximize their sales and their party bookings. Another thing that I like to add in is I like to add in my little postcard that explains what Scentsy is and how you can get the most out of your money when you're spending with Scentsy. So how to use our wax, how long the wax lasts for, lifetime warranty. So things that will help them to collect outside orders, especially if they're new to Scentsy and they're not quite sure of all those little tips that can get them some extra sales, and that makes us different to what is currently out on the market. I also include, of course, some order forms so they can collect some outside orders and some envelopes to put each order in individually with their payment, so I know who has paid and who has placed an order for outside orders, because we all know that when it comes to home parties, that outside orders can be such a huge difference when it comes to her party sales at the end of the day. So we encourage outside orders. Another thing is we need party invites, so it's always great to get back to the basics and inviting people face to face, because it just means a lot more getting a hard copy of an invite rather than just a random Facebook message. So this encourages them and is a subtle hint to invite their friends along. And I also put a little sample on there and of my labels with my details on there for them. You can pre-fill out the invites, but I like my hostesses to do a little bit of work, so that way it smells, they have an idea of what Scentsy is if they're new to Scentsy. I also like to put in some washer with samples, so this is the instructions on how to use them, and the sample and the fragrance at the back. This I have found, if I put washer with samples in my Hostess packets, I get outside orders, or I have orders instantly for washer whiffs as soon as I get to the party, because people have used this, people have fallen in love with them, and they actually see why washer whiffs are so amazing and why they need them in their lives. So samples of washer whiffs I put in there as well. Of course, you need a catalogue. Make sure they're all labelled. So I put a few catalogues in there so she can collect some outside orders and give them to some friends to collect outside orders for her. And I'm going to put in my little recruiting flyer in there, because I am going to start subtly hinting to her that I would love her on her team, or if she has any friends or family that knows could do with some extra money or would be great at this, I would love for her to refer me to them. So that all goes into the envelope. I'd like to give them out to my hostesses 2 to 3 weeks leading up to a party, and then I like to then make another time to go and drop off a basket to her, because then it's something exciting leading up to a party, every couple of, So 3 weeks is the Hostess packet, 2 weeks is the basket, then the last week is just getting her ready and seeing how she's going with all her outside orders. So I hope that this helps you guys and that it gets you guys excited to get creative with your Hostess packets.